सब्सक्राइब कीजिए नेहरा क्लासेस यूट्यूब चैनल को और बेल आइकन को दबाइए हमारे लेटेस्ट वीडियोस के नोटिफिकेशंस पाने के लिए।
Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. Friends, in today's tutorial, I will show you how can you install and configure the FreeRadius to use MariaDB database in Red Hat Enterprise Linux or in CentOS based machines. You are watching Nehra classes and I am your friend Vikas Nehra here. Friends, before proceeding further, let me give you the brief introduction of FreeRadius. FreeRadius is an open source tool where the radius is the acronym that is used for remote authentication dial-in user service. Actually, it is a protocol devised to perform AAA, that is authentication, authorization and accounting. That is performing the management of identification, verification, providing the permissions and users data accounting for those users who provide remote access to other networks. In today's video, I am going to use RHEL 7 on which I will configure the FreeRadius to use the MariaDB database. The IP address of my machine is 192.168.1.108. So, first of all, to configure the FreeRadius in our machine, we have to log in the machine as the root user, and after that we have to make sure that the local YAML repository is properly configured in our machine. If you want to know how can you configure the local YAML repository, you can watch the video. I will provide you the link in the description of this video as well as in the I button. After that, our first step would be to install and set up the MariaDB in our machine, and for that we have to create the MariaDB repository file and install the required packages from that. To create the MariaDB repository, we will create a file inside etc yum.repos.d directory with the help of VI editor. There we will go in the insert mode and we will mention the details for this repository like name, base URL, GPG check, all this stuff. So you can copy all these things from the description of the video. I will provide you each and everything in the description. After that, we can install the MariaDB packages. The name of the packages for MariaDB which we will use in this tutorial are MariaDB server and MariaDB client. So we are going to install both these packages from the repository which we have configured earlier. This process can take some time, so we will wait till it gets completed. It will take some more time, so I am going to pause the video for this duration. So you can see that the packages are being installed. So you can see that the installation has been successfully completed. Now we will start the services. So we will use systemctl start MariaDB command. Service has been started successfully. Now we will enable the service so that it can start at its own even after rebooting the machine. So we have enabled this as well. We can also verify the status of the MariaDB service with systemctl status command. Now, in the next step, what needs to be done? We will use this mysql _secure _installation command to create a user and the database for the FreeRadius in MariaDB. So it will prompt us for the password. We can press enter here. Then it is asking for the Unix socket of the authentication. We can press enter here. it is asking to change the root password. If you want to do that, you can do it right now. So you have to provide the new password. If you want, you can change it. So we have successfully set the root password. You can just press enter and press enter. So we have set up the MariaDB. Now what we will do, we will run the mysql -u root -p command. What this command will do, this command will allow us to enter in the MariaDB after providing the root password, which we have set earlier. Now we will create the database with the name as radius here. So we can run the create database command for that. After that, we can grant all on. So we can run this grant all on radius command. Don't worry about the commands, you will get each and everything in the description of this video. Then we will flush the privileges, and after that we will quit the MariaDB database. Now our next step would be to install the Apache and PHP in our machine. For that, we will use this Fedora project org EPL release RPM file. So we can directly install and set up it in our machine. So what it will do, it will install this EPL release noarch in our server. After that, we can install the yum utils. This will take some time. If your internet connection is slow, this can take some more time. After the installation of yum utils, we will install the Rami release RPM package in our machine, which will create Rami repo so that we can install the required PHP packages from that. Yum utils packages are being installed in our machine. So we have installed the yum utils. Now we can install the Rami repo. Make sure that you follow the correct steps. After this, we will enable the Rami PHP 73 repo in our machine. And now we will install the PHP common and other additional PHP packages in our machine. So there are in total 9 packages. Press Y to confirm. So I am going to pause the video again for a while. The installation has been successfully completed. Now in the next step, we will install the Apache in our server. Yum install httpd -y, this command we will use. So I have already installed this package, that is why it is showing this as already installed. Now we will install and configure the free radius packages in our machine, and for that we will have to create a repo file, that is the CentOS 7 base repo. So I am going to create an additional file there with the name as base.repo. In this file I will mention these details from where these free radius packages will be installed. You can copy all this stuff from the description of the video. So here, after creating the file, save the changes. Now in the next step, we will install FreeRadius, FreeRadius utils, FreeRadius MySQL, FreeRadius Perl and PHP PR packages from this repository which we have created. Actually it is showing an error. I have to check the repo file again. Actually the base URL path was incorrect, so I am going to mention the correct details here this time, and after that I will save the changes, and we will again run the command to install the FreeRadius packages here -y. So this time it will install the required packages from the base repo which we have configured in the previous step. It is showing one error that could not open the etc gpg check key file. Okay, so we can ignore it for this time, and for that we can edit this file vim etc yum.repos.d base.repo, and here we can disable the gpg check and comment this line, save the changes, and again we will run the command, same command, to install the FreeRadius packages in our machine. And this time it will not give us any warning. So you can see that the packages are being installed. The installation has been successfully completed. Now in the next step, what needs to be done? We will import the FreeRadius schema with this command. So we will run it. This is the command mysql-u root-p radius, and the path of the SQL file here. Press enter and provide the password which have you set. So we have successfully imported the schema. Now we will create the soft link to the available modes. So we can use ln-s for that. Press enter. We have successfully created the soft link also. Now we have to make sure that this file etc repdb modes-available/sql, this file must contain the details like this. So by default it will have all these details. We will verify the same with the cat command. So if you will go through the contents of this file, you will find all these details by default there. I have already checked it, so there is no need to change anything here. Now in the next step, we will open this etc repdb clients.conf file, and there we will make some changes. So we will open it in the vi editor, and here we will first search for the IP header option. In this IP header option, instead of this IP address of the local host, we will mention the asterisk here, which will include all IPs, and proto, in place of proto we will mention TCP here. So let's search for the proto. Here is the proto, and instead of this asterisk we will mention here TCP, transmission control protocol. Save the file. Now in the next step we will install and configure the Delo Radius. Delo Radius is required for the web interface. So here what needs to be done? We have to download the zip file, that is the master.zip from the GitHub. So we can use the wget command for that, wget, and we will provide the URL. So this will install the master.zip file in our machine. After the successfully downloading this file, we will unzip it with the help of unzip command. So we have successfully unzipped it. Now we will change the name of this directory, that is Delo Radius -master, as Delo Radius. Now we will move inside this Delo Radius directory, and here now we will import Delo Radius tables into the database. So we can use this MySQL command for that. Provide the password. After that, we will again run this MySQL command. Again provide the password. Then we will move its directory to the Apache root document. So we will first come out of this cd ... Then we will move it inside var www html. So we have successfully moved it. Now we will change the owner, change the permission, and change the SE Linux context. First of all, we will use chown-r command to change the owner of this Delo Radius directory and its contents. Then we will change the permission with the help of chmod command of this deloradius.conf.php file, which is inside Delo Radius directory. And after that, we will use the restore con to set the SE Linux context on it. Now we will open Delo Radius config file and set the following parameters. So the file is currently inside var www html Delo Radius library, and the name of the file is deloradius.conf.php. So we will open it in the VI editor, and then we will look for these options. First of all, we will see for the config db user option in the file. So here config db user, that is currently as root, so we will change it to radius, radius. After that, the second change that needs to be done is config db pass. This time we have to mention the password, that is the radius password. So we will change it, which is currently empty here. And third one is the db name, that should be radius. It is already radius there, so no need to change it. Now we will save this file. Now we will add the ports in the firewall. So we will use firewall-cmd command for that. First of all, we will add the port number 1812, which runs on TCP in the firewall. Again, we will add it, this port 1812, which runs on UDP in the firewall. Same we will do for the port number 1813. So again, we have to mention here 1813/TCP and 1813/UDP. Now we need to reload the firewall, and for that we can run firewall-cmd -reload command. So this will set the rule in the firewall, and we will also add the port number 80 in the firewall. I have forgot it, so now I will add it, and again we will reload the firewall. Then we will start the services in our machine. But before that, sometimes in rare circumstances, SE Linux Policy Manager may be crashed when we start the FreeRadius server. So first of all, we update the SE Linux packages, and for that we can run the yum update SE tools, check policy, and policy core utils commands. So this will update these packages in our machine, so that we will not receive any error in our server. Now we can start the services. Systemctl start radius d.service. So first of all, we will start this service. Service got failed. we have to check why it is happening. So here first we will check the SQL file. We will open it in the VI editor and we will again check for the contents. So here instead of this null we will mention MySQL here. Now we will search for the dialect option and here it is, and here we will mention MySQL instead of this SQLite, MySQL. Now we will look for the server option. Let me find this server option in this file. So here we need to uncomment it. We have to uncomment the port as well. Actually I forgot to uncomment these lines, that is why it is showing the error. Uncomment this login line, uncomment this password line as well, and the password is radius password. Now we will search for the read clients option. This should be uncommented, read clients. Let me search. Here it is. Now we will uncomment it. And the client table is equal to NAS. Okay, now we will save this file. So we have made the required changes, which I forgot during the configuration. Now we will again try to check whether we are able to start the service or not. Systemctl start radius d.service. It got failed again. I have to check one more time where is the issue. But before that, let me run the status command to check the status of it. Okay, here is the issue. Now we will again try to run the radius d.service. This time we have successfully started the service. There was some errors in the configuration files, so I have rectified all these errors which were there in the configuration file, and now we are able to start the service. Now we will enable the service so that it can start at its own even after rebooting the machine. So we have successfully enabled this as well. In the next step, we will restart the MariaDB service. After that, we will restart the HTTPD service so that the updated changes can be implemented. We will enable the HTTPD service also so that it can start even after rebooting the machine. And then what we will do, we will open the browser from the same network, and there we will mention the IP address of our server with deloradius and login.php in the URL in the address bar, and we will check whether we are able to open it or not. So instead of this localhost, I will mention the IP address here, which is 192.168.1.108. So here we go. We have successfully installed and configured the free radius to use the MariaDB, and we have also installed and configured the deloradius for the web interface successfully. So you can see that on the web interface we have got the login prompt. Here we can mention the free radius password. and press enter. I have mentioned the wrong password. The actual password is radius here. Press enter. It will allow us to log in. So you can see that I have successfully logged in the Delo Radius web interface. Here we can check the server status. It will show us the general information, memory information, hard drive informations, and network interfaces. We can see the services status. Radius and MySQL services are enabled. Cron status, UPS status, RAID status, if these things are configured. In the management tab, we can see the users and hotspots management. We can list the users, we can add the new users. So here I can add the new user, I can provide the password as well, and with the help of that user we can log in the machine. So let me add a user with the name as test user and password is test. After that, click on apply. So this will add the user. Now we can list the users. So here there is the entry for the test user. It means we have successfully added the user here. In the next configuration, we can list the NAS. We can add the new NAS here. If I want to add my host machine in it, so let me check the IP address of my host machine first, and I will mention that IP address here. So the IP address of my host machine is 103 at the last, so I will mention here 192.168.1.103. I can mention here Windows, and here I can specify the type as others and click on apply. So we have added the NAS to the database here. Now to test the to test the working, we can install this anti-red ping tool from the internet and extract the zip file in our computer. I have downloaded it on my desktop, and let me open the tool. So this is the tool. Here we will check the working of our FreeRadius configuration. Here we have to mention the IP address of our server where we have configured the FreeRadius 192.168.1.108. The port which we have specified, that is 1812. After that, we will mention the secret key which we have set in the Delo Radius. The username, the user which we have added, that is the test user. Provide the password for this user which we have mentioned in the Delo Radius web interface, and click on send. So you can see that it is showing the response as accept, which means we have successfully been authenticated as the test user, and it has allowed us to log in the FreeRadius. So in this way we can use it for the authentication purpose. We can run the redtest command, redtest username, password, IP address of the server or the local host, NS port number and the message to check the configuration of our server. If we provide the correct credentials, then it will authenticate our account and allow us to log in. So in this way we can easily install and configure FreeRadius to use MariaDB database in our machine, and we can also install the Delo Radius for using the web interface of FreeRadius. So guys, I hope you would have enjoyed the video. If it helped you, then do share it with your friends and colleagues and give it a like. And if you are new on our channel, then please subscribe us and turn on the bell notification to receive the latest notification of our videos. I will see you guys in any other session. Till then, bye bye, Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, take care.